Hello and welcome to another Driven Catalyst live stream. This morning, while I was driving to work, I was listening to my favorite podcast. Second favorite because I associate produced Eagle 9 Locked. Everyone go listen if you haven't already. Gotta do the marketing plug because at the end of the day, I'm in marketing. But for real, that was a very strenuous process. Me. Apparently it was like a 4-year long process to get the whole thing recorded, edited, produced. I hired on probably for the final year and then associate produced it. And I definitely did a lot of precise and what's the word? By the time my hands were on it, I was doing very fun but grading work. At one point, I had to delete and move up the whole timeline of the podcast episodes to get rid of like some of the phrases that were too much like the personal life of the person, the voice actor in question. I had to go in and delete common phrases that they use in their personal life because they feared that they were too identifying and it would break the character. So there were times where I went through and removed so for example, I say the word slay a lot. Imagine you have to get rid of 50 times that someone said the word slay across a whole podcast series, and there's 150 different layers, and so you have to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to put. So I have a lot of love in my heart for that podcast. So it is, I would say, that's number one. My second favorite podcast that I was listening to on the way to work this morning is So True with Caleb Heron. I've talked about it a lot. I love Caleb Heron. If ever there is a universe in the future where Caleb Heron knows I exist, hey, I'm obsessed. I love you so much. And now I'm going to stop being a fangirl because in this hypothetical future, we're besties. So I don't want to make it awkward. But on So True with Caleb Heron, it's the Jensen McRae episode, and I am also a big Jensen fan, so I've been very much enjoying it. But they were talking about Jensen said she is a lover girl, and so she lurks on people's social media whenever she is like seeing someone or like beginning to see someone, and they had a back and forth. And Caleb was talking about how, like, mind your own business. I'm like knee deep in 2008 high school debate tournament videos. And just that whole exchange made me realize that I am set up for, in the future, people being able to. So I don't say my name on live stream, right? But if someone knows my name, like someone's in my personal life, it's not hard to figure out where I work and find our YouTube and now find 30-minute long live stream videos where I talk to myself in my office every day. That is so much worse than a 2008 high school debate tournament footage. Oh my God. Hi. I love it though. We have to make the most of it. Something that is so funny about marketing is my job is to sell you on Eagle 9 Locked, on Hack Arcade, on Reflow, on Almost Funny Enough, all the fantastic, wonderful titillating media properties that we produce here at Driven Catalyst. The flip of that is that in this in this very, very increasingly digital world where people that are in social media and content creation and marketing have to make TikTok videos, and in this case live stream, and put themselves online, we are also very much marketing ourselves, which is awesome and great. Except my identity is now inextricably tied to Driven Catalyst. So, very proud. Love it, love it, love it. But what that does mean is that, I don't know, someday down the line, if someone is ever doing a deep dive into my personal life, if they're ever lurking, if they're ever interested in me in any sort of sense and doing their research, they may find out my place of employment and find our YouTube channel. And there is so much content. One time recently, my sister told me that one of her friends from college found our TikToks. And so I was just hearing commentary on my appearance from my sister regarding the TikToks that her friend from college watched. Very kind encouragement, great words, nice. It was a nice exchange. No tear shade. But it is crazy to see your sister like 5 times a year. We probably see each other more than that. But like whenever we can visit. And just like part of her day-to-day life is me randomly coming across her friends' TikTok feeds, which is also crazy because when I was in the frenzy of making TikToks, I was doing a lot for very little engagement. So I'm so convinced that TikTok, you can say like, don't share my contacts. You can't see my contacts. Somehow they're getting around, baby. Because I'm seeing people that I know from a long time ago and from recently and from everywhere in between. And so I'm sure they're seeing me. And that's an intimidating feeling. We're making the most of it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But that is another thing that I feel like I like to believe that no one really thinks about or considers that or is obsessed with it. For sure, I'm sure there are a lot of people that don't think twice about it. But I like to believe that most people in this position have just learned to cope, because I feel like I'm at the point where it's like, okay, it's fine. But sometimes I feel a little bit insane and overly sensitive, being like, hey, sometimes if I think too much about it, doing this job, doing my job means being so online, so visible forever. Love that. So let's make the most of it, really. Do you have a few moments to talk about Hack Arcade? Hack Arcade is a new and exciting twist on the classic arcade games you know and love. You move around the wires to increase the variability of gameplay. We've got Reflow. You like to connect with your friends. You like to connect with your loved ones that live far away. You like to create content that is unique, that is in your face, that is interactive, we've got the app for you. It's Reflow. It is an augmented reality messaging app. Think Snapchat, but with less criminals. It is sending little sweet videos where you can place them in your room. You ever bought Amazon furniture where it says, do you want to see this in your room? And before you know it, boom, there's a Papazon chair in the middle of your room. That is Reflow, except with like a Snapchat video. I know what you're thinking. When am I going to use that? All the time if you're awesome. All the time if you're super cool and connected in the world. Or if you have children and their grandparents, your parents, your in-laws, your extended relatives that you have a close connection with but have moved far away. You can send them messages with Reflow. Or have you ever been watching SNL and thought, I wish to turn this off? I want to watch something nothing like this. I want to watch something that feels more 2010 YouTube. That makes me smile. But not a teethy smile. Sort of a Well, that's almost funny enough. Find us on YouTube. What else is there? Eagle 9 Locked. I have already kind of given that one the hard sell of a lifetime. It is a podcast about artificial intelligence, and a lot of experimental things happen with it. And we're not going to spoon feed you any of the discourse surrounding artificial intelligence and its growing presence in our lives. But I think you'll find that we're on the right side of history. So, those are the things. I have just told you about them. Now, you've got a few extra minutes. Please allow me to tell you about myself. My name is... No, I'm kidding. But that is part of the game, and it is sort of funny. Oh, I just got a Slack. That is the other part of this, is the fact that I am at a desk and I do real work. I do real work half of the day. And then the other half of the day, I do another flavor of real work. But it is driven catalyst flavored real work. And a lot of that includes a lot of ideating, a lot of graphic design, a lot of basically whatever needs to get done, whatever may need to get done in the future. We've got a Giphy. If you've ever got a hankering to use driven catalyst promotional graphics on your Instagram reels or your TikTok stories, have I got the Giphy for you. Yeah. We are doing all sorts of fun things here. And once a day, I hop on live stream and I talk to myself about them. So, that's the vibe. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that if you're here not for Driven Catalyst, but for me, and you're lurking, that you like what you see, you've had a fun time hanging out. And if not, chances are, by the time you're watching this, I have done a lot of growing and getting cooler. So, hold on tight for that. But isn't this just a lovely, lovely snapshot, sign of the times, a letter from the past? You're not going to find this level of interactivity, honesty, and frankly, chutzpah, moxie, swagger, jubilation, intrigue. You're not going to find that in a 2008 high school debate footage reel. Nope. that is all reserved for the experimental, organic, content generating marketing campaign that is Driven Catalyst Daily Live Streams, hosted by yours truly. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, or whatever day it is that you've chosen to lurk. And hey, I respect it. I'm a lurker too, so odds are I've already found your middle school art competition and your aunt's LinkedIn. It's just the name of the game, and we're all playing it. Goodbye. Have a great day.